Of Wisconsin last night. Donald Trump told the rally that his advisors had been counseling him against describing himself as a protector for women, deeming it inappropriate, but he said he would still protect women. Let's hear more of what he said.
Well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
Whether they like it or not, well, the Harris campaign immediately shared the clip on social media and seized on the remark as a reminder of Mr. Trump's support for restrictions on reproductive rights, and indeed an echo of his past misogynistic comments. Here is what Kamala Harris had to say.
Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And when Congress, together with Tammy's help, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
Kamala Harris putting reproductive rights front and center of her campaign. What do female voters in America think of the candidates and what they've said?
Good day. My name is Robin Sweet. I live in Matthews, Virginia, just south of Washington, D.C. My father, Douglas, was notably the first arrested during the January 6th insurrection. One of my most pressing issues for me as a voter is the protection of women's rights, particularly reproductive rights and personal autonomy. I believe these rights would be significantly threatened by Trump's policies. His previous track record and stance suggest he'd push to roll back protections on these fronts, which could deeply impact not just women's rights to make choices about their bodies, but also to access health care and equal treatment. To me, Trump's approach is also troubling in terms of his leadership. His actions often feel centered on his ego rather than empathy, which makes it difficult to trust that women's best interest or those of other marginalized groups are in mind. These are core reasons I don't support him, and I feel that a return to his administration would set back many hard-won rights for women.
Hi, this is Whitney Weed, and I'm in Reno, Nevada, and I really appreciated what Trump said about protecting women yesterday, and I think that it was kind, and I think we should all have that desire to protect one another. And so I think it's sad for those that felt offended by that or anything, but I think, number one, the reason that he can do that is by fixing our economy. We need a stronger economy. During the Trump administration before, our economy was strong. Gas prices were low, grocery prices were low, and that affects all of us women as we're trying to feed our families. I work and I have kids that are, 4 of them are 16 and older. And so as they're out in the workforce trying to get a job, it is hard. So number one, the economy. I know that abortion is a hot button topic, and I'm just not getting any read from Trump that he's pushing bans on abortion. I feel that he is going to be reasonable and that that's going to work out. So I believe in a woman's right to choose, and that should be between her and her doctor. I do feel that. So that is important to me, but overall, for all of us women who have families, we need the economy to do better, and that's going to be the thing that's going to make a difference.
Two opposing views there among American female voters. Let's speak to the BBC's Anna Fagey, who is in our Washington bureau. Anna, how prominent has the gender divide been in this election?
It's incredibly prominent and something we've been talking a lot about. The gender gap is 17 points, with Trump ahead 8 points among men, and then Harris up 9 points among women. And that's partially because of the issues the candidates are focused on. And then, of course, because there's one female candidate and one male candidate.
Donald Trump, of course, has his previous comments about women have been also reiterated by the Kamala Harris campaign. Just give us a reminder of some of those more controversial comments that he's made in the past that the Harris campaign has been eager to stress.
Yeah, I think the one we're seeing this week, and especially since last night, is the the quote that he's calling himself the protector of women. And that actually began earlier this fall. But it's making headlines again today because he took it a step further. And he said last night that he would protect women whether they like it or not, which I think to some people feels a bit more aggressive. And the Harris campaign certainly sees it that way. And now they've turned that quote into something they're really campaigning against.
How has Trump managed to fight back and to try to go after the women's vote?
He's been out there saying, I care about you, I think about you, I'm going to take care of you. I'm not sure that there's, specific policies that he's targeting at them directly in the way that the Harris campaign is. And I think that's honestly partially because he's had so much luck with male voters that the campaign likely doesn't see that investment paying off in the same way.
What do polls in these crucial final few days, particularly among the remaining undecided voters, what do they show about the issue of reproductive rights and abortion?
Women are certainly really concerned about this. And I think that's why you're seeing the Harris campaign lean into it, because that's the demographic that they're performing well with. But more broadly, you're seeing everyone's really concerned about the economy, regardless of gender, regardless of race or class.
Anna Fahey in Washington, thanks very much indeed. Well, let's stay on the American election because the Tesla and X owner